SpaceX collaborates with Google on Starlink. SpaceX, which is owned by Elon Musk, has announced a new collaboration to increase the use of its satellite internet connection. The aerospace company from the United States has teamed up with Google Cloud to provide data, cloud services, and apps for its business clients. Cloud services are often needed by organizations with large footprints, such as government agencies, companies with network edge presences, or those operating in rural or distant locations. Google Cloud will now attempt to use Starlink's high-speed, broadband internet as part of its infrastructure to enable such operations for its business clients. Google Cloud and SpaceX announced a new collaboration on May 13th to provide data, cloud services, and apps to Starlink subscribers, while also allowing Google to access the satellite network's fast internet for its corporate cloud clients. Customers will be able to use the Starlink Google Cloud capabilities, which include safe data transmission to faraway countries across the world, by the end of 2021. This collaboration has a lot of promise, which will be seen in the near future. Google Starlink will offer households, companies, and worldwide organizations with a superior speed and reliable connection by combining high-speed internet and cloud computing capabilities. Customers will benefit not just from Google's massive network reach, but also from cloud-based infrastructure and applications such as artificial intelligence, machine learning, data analysis tools, and more as a result of the new collaboration. Starlink's aim is to offer super-fast worldwide internet access with extremely low latency, especially in rural or isolated areas where dependable connections are often lacking. This translates to excellent internet speed in diverse lands where you can't go online from any place else on the planet. In reality, Starlink is one of SpaceX's many successful projects. It's a satellite internet constellation that provides satellite internet connectivity and is being built by SpaceX. Thousands of mass-produced tiny satellites in low Earth orbit will interact with specified ground transceivers to form the constellation. In the last few months, SpaceX has been extremely active in expanding the Starlink network, launching 480 satellites in a short amount of time to establish the largest number of any communication network. All of the in-space infrastructure development has aided in the achievement of this cooperation, as well as enabling SpaceX to improve the quality and availability of Starlink consumer services. On the other hand, Google Cloud's increased private network will support the delivery of Starlink's global satellite internet service, providing businesses and consumers with seamless access to the cloud and the internet, and allowing critical enterprise applications to be delivered to virtually any location on the globe. By way of Google's worldwide networking chief, Cash Coley is upbeat about the Starlink transaction. This is one of a kind. I don't believe something like this has ever been done before. The real potential of this technology has become very obvious, the power of combining the cloud with universal secure connectivity. It's a very powerful combination, Coley remarked. This isn't the first time a cloud collaboration has been formed. Google committed $900 million to SpaceX in 2015 to fund ongoing innovation in space transportation, reusability, and satellite manufacturing. So far, 1,625 Starlink satellites have been launched by SpaceX. A Starlink testing procedure that started last year includes at least 10,000 participants from the United States, Canada, and a few European nations, with approximately 1,550 currently in orbit. At least $500,100 deposits have been made by prospective users of the company. But why is this one so crucial? The Google SpaceX contract is another competitive success for SpaceX, which is competing with Jeff Bezos' Amazon's Kuiper project, which intends to launch more than 3,000 satellites into the same orbit as Starlink, with the same aim of delivering worldwide broadband internet, as well as another victory for Google in its battle with Amazon's giant cloud services subsidiary, Amazon Web Services. Gwen Shotwell, president and CEO of SpaceX, stated in a statement, "We are proud to work with Google to deliver access to businesses, public sector organizations, and many other groups operating around the world, since more businesses are attempting to lower the cost of delivering connections to more distant locations. These cloud collaborations are becoming more prevalent in the space sector. In a recent blog post, Google stated, Google Cloud's high-capacity private network will support the delivery of Starlink's global satellite internet service, bringing businesses and consumers seamless connectivity to the cloud and internet. What sets this collaboration apart is not only the huge benefits that will accrue to users, but also to each company. Using artificial intelligence and Google's massive tools, Starlink satellites will be able to make more accurate decisions about which parts of a data set should be sent to Earth, potentially reducing bandwidth requirements and providing a slew of other benefits. Satellite internet has been available since about 2003, but Starlink takes a unique approach. Prior to Starlink, the speeds weren't fantastic, it was costly for what you got, and transmitting and receiving signals from the satellite took a long time, with typical latencies of around 600 milliseconds. This is what SpaceX has changed. With Starlink, SpaceX wants to offer high-speed internet at reasonable rates to households and companies all over the world that aren't connected to broadband. The business also wants to attract corporate clients, and the Google partnership should help them do so. With distribution in 24 regions and over 200 countries, Google already has a far broader range than the rest of its rivals. SpaceX will begin locating Starlink ground stations inside Google data warehouse assets as part of the agreement to connect Starlink satellites to the current Google Cloud infrastructure, allowing secure, low-latency, and reliable data transmission to network edge locations through the Google Cloud for more than 1,500 Starlink satellites deployed to orbit to date. Google's new Albany, Ohio server room will host the first Starlink ground terminal. The business has already begun delivering the first orders across the world and will continue to do so. Over 500,000 individuals have already placed an order for Starlink services and paid a deposit. Users of Starlink now pay $99 per month for a beta membership to the service, plus $499 for the physical equipment, which includes a router, tripod, and satellite dish. For those unfamiliar, Starlink is a SpaceX satellite network that employs hundreds of tiny satellites in low Earth orbit. These satellites interact with specified ground transmitters on a regular basis to allow high-speed data transmission. The primary goal of Starlink is to provide internet access in regions where land-based internet infrastructure cannot be developed. The kit communicates with 1,300 Starlink satellites, essentially bringing the internet to Earth. Starlink's internet service now offers download speeds of more than 100 megabits per second, upload rates of 20 megabits per second, and latency of less than 31 milliseconds. SpaceX wants to provide a service that can transfer 1 gigabyte of storage per second. However, this is mostly because of its operational infrastructure of 42,000 Starlink satellites. However, by next year, SpaceX expects all new Starlink satellites to be outfitted with it. Finally, there are many difficulties ahead for SpaceX, but Elon Musk, as always, will surprise us with brilliant answers. The partnership between SpaceX and Google Cloud for the use of the Starlink constellation will create a strong basis for the company's future endeavors. Though it intends to offer internet connections to consumers all over the world, businesses are an important component of any internet service provider's revenue, and SpaceX will appreciate its new entry into that sector. What are your thoughts on this partnership? Who will benefit the most from this deal? Is it Google or SpaceX that's being held responsible? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. Before leaving, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell button for notifications of our future content.